Hello, welcome or welcome back. Thanks for stopping by. Today we are doing a budget review for the month of October. We'll see how I did. If you watched mid-month, ended up having to go to the dentist, so things didn't work out right. It's been happening for the past few months. Money just does not grow on trees, and things cost more, but I'm not making any more money. So as you can see, I did start filling in a little bit more, buying a few things. Had NeuroRx come in, which I had paid at the beginning of the month as well. This was for the yearly checkup review thing. And then I was set up to receive the next prescription in February. They suddenly charged me, it's a couple days into November, they suddenly charged me and sent off a package. And I'm like, I did not authorize this until February. And I sent a message. I have not received a single thing from that message. No response. I'm just like, are you kidding me? So, I don't know. I do not know. I might have to do a chargeback on my card because I did not authorize them to send me stuff. But, dentist came in. Hulu was a nice little surprise because I thought it was going to be at like $14.99 or whatever this month, and it was still $107, so I'm not complaining there. So I'm gonna move on, actually get into things. We'll start with the debt. I already put in my credit card ones when the statements came in, which I think I did say in the last video. So Upstart is now at $1,411.16. See, it's just going down 35-ish bucks or something like that. It's going down slowly right now, but we will see progress here a little bit. I think I'm about halfway through it, so coming down slowly but surely. Anyways, for these ones, that gives it a total of $12,149.80. And then the student loans, which of course went up because that's what they do. Student loan number one is, let's see here, what's it at? It's now at $43,462.09. Student loan number two is now at $23,271.0. And student loan number three is now at $8,606.46. That gives this section a grand total of $75,339.55. You can see it's gone up about $340. Not horrible for the amount that it is, but 300 bucks a month is just under $4,000 a year going up. But I do expect it'll be August when they redo it. that I will have to start paying some on it. I don't think I'll be paying an amount that will like change much of anything, but I'll be paying on it. We'll see if I can actually afford to pay on it. So, anyways, that'll bring our total to $87,489.35, which, as you can see, it went down, and I don't expect it to do that next month for sure. As you can see, as we move on to here, this past week was at $530 when it's supposed to be at like $130. So eek, yeah, bad. And week 3 still was over. It was at $174.30. Part of it was $30 with DoorDash. Walmart cost a little more that week, and I did go to City Market and picked up prescriptions, so it's an extra $13 there. So if I had done just the one Walmart that week, I would have stayed within. Had I done the 2 Walmarts, I would have been fairly close, but City Market and DoorDash came up. I am trying to switch over my my prescription to Amazon. That way it will deliver it for me, because it's such a pain in the butt to go to the pharmacy, because I work from 10 to 7 and pharmacies don't open till like 8 or 9. I think most of them around here are 9. So I have to go home and sit around and wait, and then go to the store to get my prescription, which is of course just like ridiculous. I like, dudes, open sooner. Like, it'd be nice if I could get off work and go and run my errands and then go home. But so trying out Amazon, waiting for a couple of weeks to see what my price will be with my insurance. Without my insurance, it'll be about $10 more than this. So should just do City Market if something's up with the insurance, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm looking into it. And then, of course, this past week, I had, a couple small Walmart things and the random NeuroRx that went in. That would have put me over. My main weekly haul was really, really small this week, so I would have been fairly okay, except I then went to the dentist. $405.80 plus the down payment, which was $226.80, so about $630-ish, $635. Yep, definitely over this month. And the page won't turn. The pages are sticking together. Didn't have to use this. Okay. And I filled out all of this, and last month I didn't put in the second credit card, which would have been paid off somewhere in this range here. So I just put it down here separately to make my numbers a little bit easier, because there was a lot of adding and subtracting last month. But as you can see, spending first dropped off to $401.83. Next week, down payment for dentist, so it automatically went to negative $495, bringing it to week 3 at a negative $179.34. $25. So that's basically $180 overspending by week 3. And week 4 is a negative $709.43. So overspending by over $700 this month. So yay for that, right? And then the subscriptions I had guesstimated at $55. First one that came in was at $29.95. Second one that came in was at $31.03, putting it at a negative $108, which is of course what it ended at. So I overspent on subscriptions by just over $1. We're going to change that next month and move it up to about $60 assumption for subscriptions. And, you know, we'll see from there. So, we don't bother figuring that out. But the actual weekly budget amount spent for all of them, minus, of course, the one credit card, was at, let's see here, what was it at? $2,756.77. Which means we then move over to the next page, and I have prefigured all this out, all except for this one. The credit card will technically be at a negative. We're going to put in the actual expenses here. We can balance that out. If we figure up this one first, we can balance it out, but we're not going to. But as you can see, a couple things did happen. I removed Flip and I removed internet because technically I have been like doubling up on them because I have them in the personal, plus they're also in the business. So when I do my reselling and I bring in, you know, the reselling amount, that is my profit. So it's already minus expenses, and Flip and internet are already on my expenses for that. So when I put them in here, that means I'm technically double paying for them. So yeah, gotta put that on proper track. So we did remove that, meaning our original $940, we only spent $686.23. Again, no electricity. I did look into it, and I guess there's a couple of things I might have signed up for something and don't remember. I might have signed up for something and then like 6 months later it went through. That reminds me I need to apply for LEAP because it is now November. So, and then we did do gas. We only spent $23.31. All my insurances, the guesstimate was $110. It ended up at $105.05. My spending and groceries split in half is at $627.21, and I had guesstimated $272.50, so that was over quite a bit. You can probably see splotches right here. I set something down on this, didn't realize there was like moisture underneath, so yeah, it's a little smudged. So I'll move on to this. As you can see, I had originally factored in NeuroRx at the 48, and yeah, new stuff coming in at the end of the month. Not expected with that one. Forgot that came around at this time, so need to make a note of that. But additional stuff came in that was not supposed to, so we'll see how that works out this coming month. With the spending, subscriptions at $56.08, so that brought my total on this one to $731.30. And like I said with Hulu, I'd guesstimated the 14, and it was still only $107 this month. Could have sworn it moved up to like the $13.99 or $12.99 or whatever it is. So I don't know. And then Upstart with Chase. And again, we don't have that figured in. We will add those in separately. My savings ended up being at $60 total this month. And let's see here. Interest on credit card 1 was at $93.47. I'd guesstimated $125. Second one I guesstimated $125. It was $107.22, so saving money there. Audible, I mentioned either last month or during the weekly or the mid-month review. I was thinking to get rid of Audible. I got rid of Audible, so saved the $16 this month. And then Prime, that brought this one here to a total of $216.94, where the budget had been $292 previously. So we're seeing where a little bit of money was saved. Not enough, unfortunately, because our total expenses ended up being $2,756.77. Now, I did add in the Chase payment, the credit card payment, to this one, so I don't need to do any math here. We just need to see if these match. $2,756.77. $2,756.77. They match, which is so much better than last month, because let's face it, that took forever. So now with that, we had our total expenses here that we guesstimated, which of course this is a few $100s more, but our actual income ended up being $2,350.02. That means that the credit card right here, we ended up adding $406.75 to, which is not cool to see, but at 406, and I spent like $600 on dentist, even with the other stuff that I went over with. If I hadn't gone to the dentist, I would have actually been putting money on the card. So anyways, that one is what it is. Next we will be moving on to our November budget. So, you know, if you want to stick around for that, please do all the things. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will go ahead and see you in the next one, okay? Bye.